The start of Bitcoin was in 2008 when a person or a group by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto released a white paper describing a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. So you can see the vision of Nakamoto was to introduce a peer-to-peer payment system that does not rely on centralized authority, that allows direct transfer value from person to person. So here's a depiction of Satoshi Nakamoto creating the blockchain technology. He's kind of a wizard and he's a bit mysterious. Nobody knows who he is, or she, or they. He disappeared in the early days of Bitcoin, probably because he didn't want to be a target from law enforcement. And that is one of the strengths of Bitcoin, that it's a decentralized system. It's not run by any company or entity. So it's very hard to shut down. So some facts about Bitcoin. It's open source code. It was released in 2009. It's actually a quite revolutionary technology. It combines cryptography and peer-to-peer communication. In the white paper, Satoshi solved a problem which has been discussed in information science for quite a long time. It concerns how to solve decentralized consensus, how to achieve decentralized consensus. I'm not going to go too deep into the details of Bitcoin. You'll have to look that up. But it's basically a system where the coins are created by computers solving arbitrarily difficult problems and receive Bitcoins in return. And these miners, they also decide which transactions will be accepted and which code is the right code, so to speak. And that is a very interesting problem to solve, that you can now know exactly which code is actually running in the network. Yes, there's... Okay. Okay, I can repeat the question. It's an interesting question. How fast can you achieve consensus? So the block time in Bitcoin is 10 minutes approximately. So after 10 minutes, the network has achieved the consensus on the next block, which includes a lot of transactions. And depending on the value of the transaction and the severity of this decision, you can decide how many confirmations or how many blocks you want to wait before you can say that this transaction is irreversible. But generally 6 transactions, 6 blocks, which is approximately 1 hour, is considered to be extremely hard or almost impossible to reverse. So the original idea of Satoshi was that you would have one CPU and everybody would have their say, and you would mine and vote. But now it's a $1 million ASIC industry with extreme capacity the network now has for solving these exact type of problems. It was in 2013, I don't have the newest numbers, but in 2013 already it was 8 times faster than the top 500 supercomputers in the world. So here you can see the logarithmic scale, the evolution of the hash rate of the network. So it's basically exploding. I mean, it's not useful for anything else but mining Bitcoin, but yeah, the numbers are impressive. And it also means that it's almost impossible to do an attack where you suddenly bring in a lot of computing power. It would require a gigantic covert operation of producing ASIC chips, and it would be noticed by the network. So in the years after Bitcoin was released, a lot of new creative I would say copies or developments to Bitcoin have taken place. You have Litecoin, which is number 2, which is kind of the silver to Bitcoin's gold. Namecoin, which is trying to create an alternative DNS system, decentralized. Peercoin, which is a proof of stake system, which is a little bit different from the Bitcoin's proof of work, in that it's not based on computing power, but rather the stake that you hold in the coin. And we'll get more into that when we discuss BitShares later. But that was the first proof of stake system. And you have the internet memes are represented by the crazy people at 4chan, and yeah, that's actually quite a big coin right now, the Dogecoin. And it has a very, very active community. So there are thousands of cryptocurrencies now, actually. You can see the list online. They have varying degrees of value, but they have some value, and it's a field of very fast development. You even have coin generators online. You can go and create your own coin for a small fee. So we anticipate there will be hundreds of thousands or millions of coins eventually, when people just start doing this for fun. So I'll just go through this quickly. So the revolution here is that you decentralize the economy as the internet and the computer decentralized, the PCs decentralized computing and information. So the information was democratized with internet. Now the financial system will be democratized in the same way. That's our anticipation. So basically anybody can transfer value to anybody else directly. And it has a lot of implications. I will proceed. The time is running. So lately, a new term has emerged, which is called Bitcoin 2.0. Those are projects that try to do something more than just being a currency. You can say that Namecoin, which is quite an early coin, was an example.